Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer Seger, and today I just wanted to show you a little bit about what a day in the life is like while we're on the Whole30. So I'm usually up pretty early on a weekday, usually between 5 and 5:30, and I just kind of pull myself together, get my hair up, get my face washed, and then head downstairs and kind of get a jump on the day. I used to be a person that had coffee always first thing in the morning, but now I am trying to drink at least 20 ounces of water before I have breakfast or my coffee. So usually get that ready and then get a fire going and just go in to the living room and have some cozy quiet time. I'll either do some reading or maybe a Bible study. Right now I'm not on a strict Bible study or following a program, but I have been taking time just to do some reading, and it's nice just to have some meditation time. Ruby usually interrupts a little before breakfast, and while she's out, I am getting her food ready for the day. Our dog is on a pretty fussy diet. We have her food, we put some flavor crumbles on top, we soak it in water, and then even add some Miralax. I never thought I'd have such a finicky dog, but it's the life we live right now. And usually somewhere around 6:45, I will start making breakfast. Today I decided just to do an egg and veggie type scramble. I would save myself so much time if I did some meal prep ahead of time, and I used to pre-chop onion and pepper and have that. I just haven't had the motivation for it lately, so I've been doing it as it comes up, which includes prep for breakfast and get everything ready. But I'm always using my chopper, which makes really light work of it no matter when you have to do it. If you haven't heard me talk about this before, I'm obsessed with the chopper. I don't know how I'd get through a day, especially on the Whole30, without using this. I'll put the link below. I found it on Amazon, and it is by far the best chopper that I have ever used. I use it for potatoes, onions, peppers, everything, and I usually use it multiple times a day. So I got everything chopped up and it was time to get my veggies sauteing. One thing that I love for cooking eggs is ghee. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but essentially it's clarified butter. So you don't have to buy it, you could make it yourself. It's just you're taking the dairy out of the butter and it's just the oil. And I find that it is a really good flavor, or it's rather flavorless when I make it with eggs. So I prefer that for breakfast, and just got it heated up on the stove and got the pepper and the onion softening. And then once it was on for a couple minutes, I added in some spinach and got that all covered up so it would cook down a little bit. And while that was cooking, I got some bacon going on the stove as well. It was a Monday, so I just thought we needed a little something. And while everything's cooking, either Nate or I will get his lunch ready. He was busy with Ruby this morning, so I got it. I just heat up some leftovers and put them in a thermos. He doesn't have a break room or anything, so he needs something he can eat on the road. And so all that was done, and I was ready to get my egg scramble going. I am a big fan of using the blender balls for like the protein shakes. I use those to scramble up the eggs so I don't have to do it in the pan. And get that added to my veggies and spinach, get the bacon to all turned, and we are almost ready to eat. I did want to add an avocado. I'm in love with this tool because I can't get the pits out of the avocados generally, but this tool does a great job of that, and then getting it sliced up, and it's just a healthy fat to have. I am on a kick lately where I absolutely love having avocado with my egg, and then we had a little banana too for something sweet. So we settled in to eat our breakfast. It was so unbelievably delicious. And don't worry, we did not forget to feed Ruby. She wouldn't let us, but her food has to sit for quite a while so it gets mushy. And then she still begs. Even though she ate a full breakfast herself, she still wants some of ours. After we got done, Nate helps me, and we usually get the kitchen picked up between the two of us, get the dishwasher unloaded and everything clean and reset. And of course, Ruby is a big help in the kitchen. She thinks she likes to lick the dishes whenever we have the dishwasher open, and we just can't break her of the habit. So after everything is cleaned up, I will usually get my coffee going. I just use Nespresso for my coffee and then add my unsweetened almond milk. And that's what I use regularly, not just on the Whole30. The only difference is I don't add a sugary syrup while I'm on the Whole30. And then I get my 32 ounces of water ready for the morning. I love these cups. They're Bubba is the brand. I think I got them at Target and they work really well. Make sure I get my water in for the day. And then I'll just do a quick pickup and reset of the living room and kind of the whole downstairs before I head up and start with making the bed and getting everything pulled together. I really like to come up at night and have a fresh, clean bed to get into and everything. And then I'll get ready for the day, get my teeth brushed, clothes laid out, all of that stuff. Put on my jewelry for the day. Is anybody else having trouble finding anything to wear as winter is dragging on here? I feel like I'm already getting spring fever, so it's got a ways to go yet. But then I'll get all my beverages set up in the office. I'll get my candle going. So work at the computer, I always like to have a candle just for the smell. And I'm liking this one right now because it has a wood fire crackle to it. So it's kind of a nice cozy sound throughout the day when you're just sitting doing computer work and whatnot. Nice to have a little ambiance. So most mornings I will have a snack because I don't eat lunch until later, usually because of meetings and whatnot. So I'll have a snack around 10:30. And of course, right now I'm obsessed with the Sumo oranges. I discovered these last year and I've been waiting forever for them to come back. They are the most delicious oranges I've ever had. So if you come across them, I highly recommend you pick them up. They're just the best thing ever. And coming up around noon, Ruby will remind me that she needs to go outside. She doesn't actually need to go potty. Like, she can hold it through the day, but she likes to soak up the sun. It's been so cold, like below zero, so she only gets to stay out for a few minutes. I feel so bad for her. For lunch, I'll usually do something simple. I don't do a lot of cooking for lunch. I kind of throw together either leftovers or what we have on hand. Today we had some lettuce that needed to get used up. I added in a little bit more spinach and did a rough chop on everything and then added some veggies to go on top of that. I really love having tomatoes on hand. I'm not a fan of tomatoes unless I'm on the Whole30. It's like they have a different taste to me. And then I am obsessed with the mini peppers. Like, a bell pepper is way too much for one person to put on a salad, but I can take 2 or 3 of these. I'll just eat them outright. I'll eat them with guacamole. I'll chop them up and put them on a salad. They're just so, so good. And then I actually didn't eat one of my pieces for bacon for breakfast, so I was like, ooh, sweet, I'll chop it up. I love using the scissors to just finely cut bacon. It's like little bacon bits on the salad. And then I can't have croutons, of course, on the Whole30, but I like to add some walnuts for crunch and some good protein. And then I had this chicken I had grilled up over the weekend, and usually for a couple days I'll have chicken on salads or to have for other things. And then I had made some homemade ranch, which was green, a little weird, but still delicious, I promise. I try to sit at the table to eat instead of going in front of the computers, and today was a special day because the cardinal came to visit, and that never happens. We're getting to be buddies though. I named him Vernon. He likes to be called Vern. Hopefully I'll get to see him more before the winter's over. And then I'll get my water filled up for the afternoon, and this will last me into the evening as well. Ruby gets settled in the guest bedroom where it's sunny for her afternoon nap. And usually before I know it, Nate is home and it is time to start dinner. I didn't have a formal plan tonight. I just decided to start grabbing stuff for a sheet pan dinner. Sheet pan is my go-to, just kind of what do I have on hand that I can chop up and get some spices going for it. Nate was home, so he usually tends to Ruby and gets her food going and takes her on a walk, unless it's cold like it has been and we can't take her on a walk. But I'll just get sweet potatoes ready to go here. I use my chopper to dice those, slice up some of the broccoli, get that in a bowl to get seasoned with some peppers. I sliced up again, just a thin strips of some yellow bell pepper. I didn't have Whole30 compliant Cajun seasoning, so I added salt, pepper, onion, garlic, paprika, oregano, thyme, and cayenne pepper together to try to make my own Cajun seasoning to toss the shrimp in. And then we just did salt, pepper, and a lot of smoked paprika on the sweet potatoes. And when it came to the peppers and the broccoli, I was just going to do salt and pepper, just kind of a standard, but I ended up adding a little of the Cajun seasoning to those two just for fun. So I got them all kind of mixed together and seasoned separately before I added everything onto the pan. And I always spray the pan, even though I have coated light olive oil, I spray it with just a thin layer of olive oil. I added some of the grass-fed sausage that was cut into lengths, so we had a couple sources of protein, the sweet potato, and then put the veggies on, and my pan was overflowing. I considered maybe going to 2 pans, but I decided to make it work, but it was all crammed in there pretty good together. And it was awesome that we had a ton of this because it's always nice to have leftovers. Sheet pan dinners are one of the easiest things in the world. Like, you dirty one dish for cooking. I put it in the oven 25 minutes at 425 degrees, and it's just really simple. I can walk away from it. And the greatest thing about it is once I get it in the oven, I have 25 minutes to focus on cleaning up the kitchen so I don't have cleanup after the meal, which I really love. So I was able to get the dishwasher loaded, get the chopper cleaned up. I know I'd had a question if it's hard to clean, and it's really not. The grids and everything popped out. I just give a quick rinse to the frame really here, and then it comes with this little, I don't know, comb, what you'd call it, that goes through the grid and gets all the little food out of it. So I just did a quick clean on that. Like I said, got all the counters wiped down, got the table set, and for condiments, we're doing the chipotle lime mayo to go with the potatoes. I like the classic yellow mustard with the sausage, and Nate likes ketchup with his sausage. So we're big on condiments in our house. And then it was 25 minutes up. I did a quick stab to the sweet potatoes with a fork just to make sure they were done. And we were all set to have dinner. I don't really worry about plating it or anything. Honestly, most nights when we do a sheet pan dinner, I'll put a hot pad on the table and carry the whole pan just to set there, and we can help ourselves. So it's really an easy meal to throw together and really easy to eat, clean up, low-key, and delicious. I was glad I didn't put too much of the Cajun seasoning on the veggies because I put a lot on the shrimp, and oh, they were spicy. Like, close to inedible spicy, but still edible. But I think if I do it again, I'll use about 1/4 to 1/8 of the cayenne pepper that I put in. But after we were done, like I said, it was easy cleanup. Nate threw a couple dishes in the dishwasher. I washed the pan, wiped down the table, and we were all set to just have a relaxing evening. One treat that I really enjoy in the evenings are these Good and Gather sparkling waters, and I'm obsessed right now with the coconut pineapple. It's so good. I do some crushed ice and add a straw just because right now I'm wearing Invisalign liner braces, so they encourage you to have a straw if you have anything like that. But it also makes it feel fancy. And then we sit down together to watch Jeopardy. Nate and I don't agree on a lot of shows, but we record Jeopardy and watch it every evening. We both love it. He loves game shows and we both love trivia, so it works out well. Ruby does get a little bored. She'll usually start digging in a bin and flinging her toys all over, or bring something up to play a nice game of fetch or tug of war. Like I said, it's been so cold here in Minnesota, she hasn't been able to go outside. I feel so bad for her, and we just try to play with her and give her attention and get the wiggles out any way we can, so she usually gets pretty pooped out by the end of the night. And that is pretty much it. That's a typical day for us on the Whole30, so pretty low-key in general. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and if you enjoyed this video, click that like button below. It sure helps me out. And thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to see you next time.